where was the first office and who were the executive members in the early days?
Well, the first office was in St. Augustine, and Mr. Procoran, who was the principal of Hillview College, he was the first principal of the Diabetes Association.
First chairman or president or?
Yeah, well, he was first president.
President.
Of the Diabetes Association.
Yeah.
And since that, from now to then, we had, over the years, we had 7 presidents as, in the association. But we were formed in 1988, and we were incorporated by Act of Parliament in 1989 as an NGO. So we are well recognized with the government, because in our association, we hold top posts in the Diabetes International because of our commitment and the work that we do in Trinidad for diabetes.
So who were the early members, active members in your time, in the early days?
Of course, we had Alison White, we had Doreen Centel, we had Mr. Stu, we had the Ramdins, we had the Zobidas, and people, and Alexander, people who were dedicated, that they could count on them to work hard, the real work hard, they would go out. Every day they'd be outside somewhere doing some outreach program, testing people for blood sugar and blood pressure. And so we were real hard workers in those days. And they doing it out of a gift of love. They're not getting paid, not even getting transportation to go. Most times we pay our own transportation to go all over Trinidad to tell people that diabetes, because we know what it is. We go in the hospital, in the diabetic ward, and see people who, you know, they lost their legs, and when they lost their legs, they lost the will to live, and sometimes there's no counseling. You know, the doctor will come to them and say, Mr. John, you know, you have an ulcer, it's improving. Tomorrow we have to amputate your leg. And that fellow will go into depression, he will cry, he will squeal, because there's no consultation before, during, or after. And I think that is where the Diabetes Association fits in, that we counsel people. We go to people's home and help and to show them how to take their insulin and how to take the tablet and how to test the finger. And that is what we do all the time. Right?
Where would you like to see the Diabetes Association go as it is, because you are still an active member?
Yeah, what I would like to see is like what they did in St. Lucia, have a mandatory test for anybody who is over 35.
All citizens?
Yeah, all citizens. If we do that, right now, when I was diagnosed with diabetes, say about 41 years ago, 1 in every 13 person had diabetes. Today is about 1 in every 5 have diabetes. And we have a set of children coming on with type 2 diabetes, and a lot of adults with type 1 diabetes, and then a lot of adults who want tablets and insulin. And I did a research, and would you believe that diabetes causing a lot of divorce in Trinidad? Because with anybody has diabetes for more than 10, 15 years, most times the men may have some problem with erectile dysfunction, and then they don't trust their partner, and there's a lot of mistrust going on. So therefore, diabetes contributes to a lot of divorce in Trinidad, even at this time.
So what advice would you give to people generally to avoid becoming a diabetic?
Well, most of the people who become diabetic is hereditary. But the fact is, if you test, by the time you reach over 20, I say, you should be taking a blood glucose tolerance test every year. Because if you get diagnosed early, you could control your diabetes with tablets and exercise. The longer you stay, you may have to go on insulin, what everybody have a phobia for. Insulin, they're afraid to go on insulin, right? In my case, I wasn't getting control with the tablets and exercise, diet and exercise and all of that. I told the doctor, I want to go on insulin. And when I went on insulin, when my problem was solved. There was no problem. Insulin control the diabetes better well than tablets, as far as I'm concerned. That's good.
What do you think has been your most important contribution to the Diabetes Association?
Well, as president, I went to America a few years ago, where they was giving out glucometer meter. And when I came back, I went to Jerry Norris, who was the Minister of Health, and I told him about it. And through our association, people in Trinidad were able to obtain glucometer free.
Wow.
And I want to see that board to make it easier. So all the people who are on insulin, they could get a machine free and more strips every month, so they could control their blood sugar. Why? And then they say, well, it's only Trinidadians. So then I went back to Jerry Nevis and argued with him. I said, well, look, Mr. Nevis, with all respect to you, you don't know how much outsiders we have in Trinidad. You're the only Trinidadian. I said, the outsiders, they go into the hospital and they go in all these facilities. And if they're pre-diabetic, they should have going up and down and up and down. In the end, they end up as a full-blown diabetic. Let them get the machine too. And I show him it's better for them to get the machine, because if they get a machine, sometimes it's about $10 US per machine. But when those same Vincentian or Grenadian or who would be, they get disability grant, it's more than 10 machines, so better equip them the machine and save the disability grant. So they say, well, as long as they can show their entry certificate when they came in and they're on insulin, they will get their machine. So because of the Diabetes Association, thousands of people getting free machine now.
To take home?
To take home, yeah. Right. Diabetes does not respect a person. If you don't take care of yourself, diabetes will take care of you.